Hello everyone and welcome to this very special episode as I'll be sharing with you the highlights of my recent trip to the Holy Land. I spent 6 days between the cities of Jaffa and Jerusalem and I hope I did a good job documenting this trip for you, so please stay tuned. My dad was born in the city of Jaffa in the 1940s and I had always wanted to see the place myself. The civic pride Jaffiots take in their city is unmatched. I heard a lot when I was a kid about how beautiful the place was, to the point that I thought it was a little bit exaggerated, until I visited the place and it was confirmed to be one of the most beautiful places I had ever been to. The city is exceptionally beautiful as it has that typical Mediterranean atmosphere imbued with a charming Arab vibe. Also, the Italian-styled architecture that can be seen all around the city make it look even better. The locals started imitating Italian building style during the economic boom of the city in the 1920s due to orange trading. One of the best parts over there is the old city of Jaffa. The narrow alleys and streets and all the staircases and stone walls are very hard to describe. It's so good to be there, especially that time of the year, as the weather couldn't be any better. And on the top of all, Jaffa is a great representative of Arab food, and by being a Mediterranean coastal city, Jaffa's kitchen covers a wide range of the Levantine cuisine. The first culinary hallmark of the city of Jaffa is definitely the Abu Al-Afia bakery and restaurant. The Abu Al-Afia bakery is open 24/7 and the bakery items they have there are quite addictive. This bakery was established in 1879, so it's 144 years old, and the restaurant was established probably around 1910 or 1920. We have Jerusalem cakes here as well. These are very famous here. So we can have a look inside. This bakery is not only a prominent bakery in town, but also a touristic attraction. Wow, they have all these fantastic sweets here. This is incredible. This is incredible. They have this mabrume. This is a type of knafeh actually. It's made with the knafeh pastry. This thready knafeh pastry. I tried to make it many times before, but I failed because you need long, soft threads. Even if you can produce some, they're not going to be as long and consistent. And if you buy the ready-made ones, they're usually folded, so you can't really unfold them without breaking them into shorter threads. In this bakery, they sell the traditional Palestinian manouche with za'atar. Manouche is a baked dough topped with za'atar, and za'atar is a combination of ground dried thyme, oregano, marjoram, mixed with toasted sesame seeds, salt, and some spices like sumac. They also sell traditional Arab sweets like basbouse, harise, ba'lawi, knafeh, and many other things. So it's an incredible assortment of sweets. They even have knafeh now. Last time we were here, they didn't have that. Look at that. The color, the filling. I don't know if it's filled with cream or cheese. They have even basbousa. This is so good. So I wasn't really planning to film all the items we got from there, but my wife suggested this almond croissant. Doesn't look very good, but it tastes so good. I guess it has almond cream. Did I say almond croissant or is it something else? Yeah, it has almond cream on top of it, and it's filled with kind of almond paste, and some almond flakes also on the top and powdered sugar. But it's like, feels like a few 100 years old recipe because it's so balanced and has this ambient, mild taste. Couldn't get any better. Another reason to feel sad going back to Budapest for, because you can't find such things there. So you're really missing out for not trying this. So good. You can really become obese living in this town, to be honest. Like, all these things are irresistible and they're at every corner. So very slim chance to avoid that for a lifetime. And they gave us a gift. They gave us ghraibeh. It's a traditional Eid sweet. It's only eaten during those 3 days of that feast following Ramadan. So it's quite, maybe nowadays you can find it in confectionaries all around the year, but this is mainly distributed and sold around the feast. I used to love it as a child, but growing into puberty, I started to find it too sweet. So I'm gonna try it for the first time now in probably maybe 25 years. And I'm gonna make my wife try it. I'm sure she's gonna like it because this thing is quite good tasting, to be honest. So my wife got really full from the things she ordered, and now she's backing up. She ordered some cinnamon snail, and now she claims that I ordered it, not her. Incredible. I really can't eat anymore. I mean, this way I might even skip lunch by doing this. She ate that yesterday, and I swear she ordered it. Do you know what you're gonna have? Yeah, the same as yesterday. And now she says she doesn't want to eat it, so I'm gonna give it a try. Anyhow, it's good to try it on camera. So as she said, that's like very good. That's her favorite. I want to show as much as possible of it. Here it is. Looks very good, to be honest. It doesn't look like machine made. It has this spontaneous form. So I'm gonna have the first bite. Bismillah. It's a shame. It's a shame that such things are not in Budapest. I'm really gonna have a hard time going back there because eating there would be impossible after being here. It's so laminated. I feel like biting through a few thousand layers of pastry. And whatever is filled in there tastes so original, rich, clean, fresh. Not like some cheap, small amount just to give the impression of taste. Oh my God, man. The Abu Al-Afia restaurant just across the street offers sensational grilled meat and shawarma with a typical Levantine hors d'oeuvre reception of 15 salads and appetizers. That includes the pickled turnips and the Palestinian coleslaw, which you can't find anywhere else. Please have a look. The hummus, man. Probably this is the best hummus I've ever tried. And as Arabs usually do, they serve a different type of bread with grilled meat, which is known as sage bread, which is also known as lavash bread in Turkey. The loaves of this bread are usually larger than the traditional Arab pita bread, and it's also a little bit more chewy and tastes way better with the grilled meat. And this standard set of dips that they offer with grilled meat all the time, with the sage bread or the lavash bread, this is the official bread for grilled meat. Tastes so good also with the hummus and everything else, so can't wait to start, guys. So you gotta envy me for not being here with me. Look at that. And each item of those tastes completely different from the other. It's not like repetitions or a little deviance. No, everything is a standalone item. And here's our lemonade. Shukran. The thing I couldn't expect to see in Jaffa to that extent is the level of knafeh availability in the city. I spent 3 years mastering knafeh with all its types, and I didn't know that my passion for knafeh can be matched anywhere. But once I stepped into downtown Jaffa, I was surrounded by at least 5 places 50 meters away from each other that sold only one item mainly, knafeh. It's so simple over there. Knafeh is done right in front of you, the pastry is placed on these special dishes, then the cheese is spread over it, and it's left on the grill to bake. As an extra, you can order ice cream on the top of the knafeh, which I hadn't tried before, but it was incredibly good. So another round of knafeh in Jaffa. This one with ice cream, kishne. This one is na'ame, so you can go ahead, it's fine. My wife is waiting for me to film first. Oh my god, look at that pull, look at that stretch. It's insane. You'll go. While I was walking here, I saw another knafeh sign in Hebrew. I wonder what's going on there. I'm gonna just have a quick look. But funny enough, that's an Arab shop because the name is right there in the middle in Arabic, Al-Mahdi. Here it is. It's a great confectionery shop. And here's where the knafeh is done. This is where the knafeh is made. There's a dish being prepared as we speak on the stove. They have these slow turntable grilling stoves. This is quite professional. You can only find these things here or in similar places. They have a very long menu, if you can check. Incredibly good. They have baklava, drinks, and you can see here all the derivatives of baklava or the knafeh pastry here as well. This is ash al-bulbul. This is also one of the things done like mabroume as well. Incredible, very good place. Couldn't get better than that. So apparently there is an Arab monopoly over knafeh in town. I've only seen one Jewish place that has knafeh, but there were no guests there. So probably if you want knafeh or ba'lawi, all the Arab shops. So even this one with the Hebrew sign, I thought it's a Jewish place, but it turned out to be an Arab place. The shawarma in Jaffa and Tel Aviv is done the Turkish way, but with one major difference when it comes to the sauce, as they don't add the yogurt sauce, which is similar to tzatziki in Greece, but they rather have a variety of choices like hummus, mango sauce, and other things. The reason I was told by one Jewish shawarma maker in Tel Aviv is that's because of the restrictions of the kosher law in Judaism. As for the shawarma to be kosher, dairy and meat cannot be mixed together in what's known in Judaism as the basar b'chalav, which literally means meat and milk. I didn't get the chance to verify that from other shawarma makers in town, but it was quite interesting to hear. And where the idea came from of having the mango sauce and the hummus and the onion and
in the originally in Turkish, this is came with the yogurt.
Yes.
Because in Israel is the kosher one.
Yes.
As
you can put yogurt with
with the meat. B'chalav ובשר. Yes,
yes.
it's not kosher.
It's not kosher.
Yes. In Israel, and it is in Israel we have hummus.
Yes.
And we have tahina. Yes.
ولا 2 لحمة لفتين. حمص على 2. The last two left. شطة على 2. كل شيء ذوقك على 2. كيف حالك؟ شو الأخبار؟ على 2 كل شيء على 2.
Everything. هاي عمو زياد.
عجل. طلبنا 200 مي إذا في مجال. Check that out, guys. This is sensational. Probably is going to be better than the one we tried in Tel Aviv. So the plan was accomplished, the mission was accomplished, and we ended up trying the beef one. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to turn off the camera to be able to eat because we're going to run to another place to have knafeh afterwards. Just wanted to show you this. It looks fantastic. Man, I feel I'm holding a kilogram of meat. This is incredible. All right, let's do this. The thing that was very hard to ignore is how good the vegetables and fruits were compared to the stale, pale and pathetic imported things we have here in Europe. The parsley, for example, is much greener, tastier and fuller, and it's quite common to find juice stands and kiosks decorated with fresh fruits on its exterior.
This is the vegetable in the wall since 1993. Okay, 1993.
All right, so
and this is the vegetable in the wall. 30 years. Yeah.
Your father opened it, or you did?
I did. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not such. You have 2-week guarantee whatever you take from here. You understand? Mango, pineapple, oranges, and passion fruit. You sit here and cry. This is amazing juice. We don't make juice actually. You know what we're making? Art. This is what we do.
A great place to see the celebration of freshness is the Carmel Market, which honestly made me sad because it made me realize that I wouldn't be able to do the shopping there for my future cooking. So before we leave Jaffa and Tel Aviv, we decided to go to the Carmel Market. It's one of the attractions, the main attractions here in Jaffa, Tel Aviv. The market is right behind me, as you can see. We've been walking for quite a while. I don't know, my wife told me it's going to be a 20 minutes walk, but it felt like way longer than this. So let's get in and let's see what they've got there. Yeah, here we go. So they've got manaish za'atar, they've got the sage bread, here it is. Eateries are all over the place, as you can see. Well, the bakery here is definitely something else. Like, since we arrived, the bakery items not only look better, but definitely taste way better than anything else. French fries, man. Look at that. I don't know if they only have French fries. I can see some hot dogs. A thing that I would like to try, actually, because in Hungary they have only hot dogs made of pork. So here probably they've got other choices. Looks really good, man. Look at that. Look at the fruits. Look at the juices. Look at everything. Oh, they make knafeh here. Wow, man, this is incredible.
Jalapeno, pudding fries, steaks, knafeh metorab.
And look at the pastry there. This is the thing that I can definitely not get or not find in Budapest anywhere. These are the long threads that are fresh and soft, and you can make them a brume with, for instance. Or you can be really creative with that. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Never seen this before. Check those fries, man. Wow, look at those spices, man. Wow, this is definitely a spectacle. So look at that. This is very, very good. Look at that. Look at the colors. Look at the candies here. More candies. Look at those strawberries, man. The freshest I've seen. Look at the color of those strawberries.
Oh, look at the dates.
Look at the dates, man. This is insane. Look at that. Check that out. All these dried fruits and nuts. Those spices here.
I just have 20. Visa. Come on. I have 20 shekels. I got a little dressing for the brothers. What's up?
Check that out, man. Check that out. Tahina. So I don't know what's going on here, but I can see from the banner on top, they've got bureka. I guess these are like boreks. I'm not really sure, but I see the gentleman is deeply frying some dough. I don't know if he's gonna fill it with anything, but let's see what he's gonna do. He's got eggs behind him, so I suspect that he's got eggs in him. And he's got some things to add also next to him over there. Yeah, he's just cracking some eggs there. He's adding some spices to the eggs. And he added the eggs to the dough and he kept it in the oil. This is insane. So now we understand what just happened. Let's see what we've got over here. So we've got also French macarons. Chimney cakes. Look at that, all these types of cheese. Here they're making falafel, I guess. I don't know. No, this is meat, as I can see. Oh, okay. Butcheries. Poultry and meat. Everything is here. The walk from Jaffa to Tel Aviv was quite interesting, as I experienced this audio-visual shift from hearing Arabic in Jaffa and gradually having Hebrew replacing it all the way to Tel Aviv. The dressing style of people and what they do by the beach transforms just in a few hundred meters. As you could see, the sun just went down. Such a beautiful sunset. I'm not a big fan of sunsets, they're very lame, but this one was definitely special. I couldn't transmit it through the camera. This was like a solid disc sinking into the sea in a few seconds. I actually had to run a little bit to catch it. We're on our way to Tel Aviv from Jaffa. Such a mind-blowing walk. The streets are packed with people. I haven't walked that far from Jaffa until now. You start to see that the Arabic is getting less heard and the Hebrew is increasing. You got a medium part with a mixture of both, but it's definitely very special to experience. So we don't have a plan. We're just gonna walk to Tel Aviv and check the places. If we find a good place to eat in, we're gonna sit there. If not, we're gonna probably go back to Jaffa and eat something there. The food scene in Tel Aviv is quite identical to any Western European capital. Nothing really stood out. Everything is trend-driven and as cosmopolitan as it can get. Like Western European capitals, there are several Asian-themed places like poke and sushi eateries, and of course all the regular pizza and burger places.
So, this is my pizza. This is cheesy crust.
All right, cheesy crust.
And this is pizza.
This is margarita, I guess, and this is focaccia. They have salads and beers as well. And these are all the sizes they have on the wall. They have 62 centimeters, 32 centimeters, and 70. I also found a very nice boulangerie under the French Institute building in Tel Aviv, and of course several Arab shawarma places. I even found a branch of Abu al-Afia over there. So here we are in Tel Aviv, and I could still find other branches of the famous Jaffa bakery, Abu al-Afia, as you can see. It looks a little bit more hip, a little bit more trendy. I'm gonna have a look inside and see if they have different products or not. Assalamu alaikum. بقدر أصور هون؟ Incredible products. These are the manaish with za'atar. You can find also the burak, filled probably with cheese and probably spinach. We have the Jerusalem cakes. So as you can see, it's quite standardized because the branch in Jaffa has exactly the same setup. Their trademark brick oven. Also in Tel Aviv, I stumbled over this very artsy knafeh place owned by an Israeli and Arab gentleman. The guy was so enthusiastic to let me in and show me around. Very interesting looking place. Very cool decoration inside. The place is called Schenken, I guess. This is a knafeh place. Another knafeh place in here. I gotta have a look inside. We're gonna speak with the owner or the person inside. This is a price list. Hello, hi.
Hi.
Do you mind if I film here? Okay. So this is a knafeh place.
Yes, this is a knafeh place just on the work of the shop.
Thank you very much.
It's called knafeh Schenken. We checked before, right?
Yes, I had a pan over it. Yeah. And what do you guys have? Like, what are the main things? You have different types of knafeh, or is one type? Ah, this is the grill where.
Yes. So I'll show you first of all our specialty is about making Arabic and Turkish sweets.
Great.
And making it not too sweet, okay?
All right.
Very delicate and no using of colors. We use all of the ingredients here. So
Amazing.
I make on the grill. I make many kinds of baklava that right now most of them are finished.
Very good. It's late. Yeah.
We had a really crazy day. Most of our material is finished. And we have also malabi.
Malabi. Yeah. Sure.
Everything you see here, I made it with my twin brother. And another partner that I have is Arabic from the West Bank.
All right.
So we can come, of course,
And how long has this place been here?
so we opened while the COVID.
All right.
2 years and a half.
Very tough time to start.
I wanted to say that there is a never good time to start. It is always better to start now if you feel a good passion. First of all, of course, it was a COVID, okay, and afterwards there was a war in Israel. So many missiles in the air, COVID, and everybody told me, why are you opening a business right now? Of course. So we have Wolt, we have 10bis, we have many kinds of platforms to deliver, and this is why we survived. And also the service.
Our initial plan was to spend the first 3 nights in Jaffa and the other 3 nights in Jerusalem, but after a single night in Jerusalem, we decided to go back after having a horrible experience at the hotel. Even though the hotel was fairly expensive and had fantastic photos on the internet and very good reviews, it even looked magical from the outside. The rooms looked really grim. It looked like some prison cell from the British Mandate era. It was also very cold at night that we barely got any sleep. So the first thing we did after waking up the following morning is deciding to go back to Jaffa. During our very brief stay in Jerusalem, we couldn't find much to eat over there, also because of the national celebrations and many shops closing earlier that day. We crossed to East Jerusalem for dinner that night after visiting Al-Haram al-Sharif. We're going to Bab al Amud. We're trying to find something to eat. One jeweler in the old city suggested a place to eat at. They say it's open till after midnight. We just crossed Bab al Amud. We just got out to East Jerusalem to find something to eat because everything in West Jerusalem shuts down way earlier. We just got into this place, quite famous. A lot of people suggested it. It's called Al Ayed, and here's the menu. They've got a lot of things. They've got meals and sandwiches. So I'm not sure what we're gonna have, honestly. So they just got the food now. This is probably the best plating of a shawarma or a gyros dish I've ever seen. Apologies, guy. They brought also some of this dip. I didn't film it because it looks so good. And they also got some burgle soup. Here it is. Incredible taste. Never tried it before. My wife just wants it back. She didn't let me film it. As you can see, they have cashews on the top of the rice. This is incredible. Pita bread, top quality. So I'm gonna start eating. I had to start re-filming again as I discovered that this is not just any rice, this is ma'loubi rice. This is a very traditional Palestinian dish. Actually, ma'loubi means upside down, and it's rice which has either cauliflower or eggplants inside. It's incredible. I can't believe that they just did that. They served ma'loubi with the shawarma. We're here right next to the flea market of Jaffa, and my wife has been wanting to try Mhallabiya since we arrived actually. And this place I'm about to show you now has been always packed. Maybe now it's not that packed as usual. Sometimes you couldn't even cross from the street. There was such a big crowd and commotion around, and we're thinking of trying it. Probably have 100 flavors there. So I'm gonna show you in a second. Mhallabiya. So mhallabiya is a kind of pudding. It's a traditional Arab pudding. Sometimes they put rose water in it. They add coconut. Multiple variations of it across the Arab world. Now we're going to check their variation, how the way they make it. Lemon caramel, and the first one is what? Classic. Classic, please, yeah. Rose water, yeah, please. You want those? Yeah, please. Tomorrow we're going back to Budapest, and before we leave, I really wanted to do something. I wanted to try fish. The Jaffa kitchen is all about fish. I remember my father used to dedicate Saturdays for fish. He used to prepare like up to 8 different types of fish every Saturday. Deeply fried fish, squids, filled stuffed fish, all you can think of, salads as well. So I'm really curious on that because I've learned on the internet that Jaffiots even prepare even more types on the same single table. This place is quite famous over here. It's called Afluka. And Afluka means a little boat. These are the little boats that fishermen used to use by the port of Jaffa to go fish. Now the industry is much more advanced. They don't let these little boats do it. They go with much larger boats. So let's get in. Let's hope that this experience will be one of the biggest before the end of our trip. Let's get in and let's see what they've got. So apparently the traditional serving here in Jaffa, they get this assortment of dips and things with the bread and everything else. It's an incredible number of things, man. This is... You see the hummus, I see the same avocado dip that we tried yesterday in Abu Afia. I guess by the time we're done with that, we're going to be really full and we're going to be able to eat anything else. But it's always good to have these things. I can never have enough of it. So let's check the menu. So we have the menu here. Very hard to tell. I'm just giving you an idea of like, so they've got meat as well, not just fish. And this is the fish section. Fruits of the sea. These are very famous types of fish here, like Sultan Ibrahim, lo'os. I guess I found lo'os somewhere. The food has just arrived, and the gentleman recommended a type of local fish called Denise. Quite famous over here, as I heard before. Haven't tried it before, ever. So let's give that a try. We just left the Afluka fish restaurant. It was incredible. Not only did it taste very well, but they kept giving us food and salads and hummus and bread and falafel, to the point that I thought it was some kind of scam, that they just want to overcharge us at the end. They got desserts, coffee, and at the end they didn't charge us for anything at all except for the main dish, the fish I showed you, of course. So we ate a lot, to the point that we really need something sweet. But since we tried knafeh and ataif and everything, probably we're gonna go have ice cream. We've been walking here a few times earlier this week, and we found this Golda ice cream shop packed with guests. So when we thought of ice cream, we thought, oh, maybe we should give this a try since it's quite successful. I hope it matches the expectations, so let's get in. Oh. Check that out. This blend of flavors is just, man, I haven't tried anything like that before. I gotta admit that's even better than the one in Rome, because it has this nutty flavor. It's so fresh. I can't even put it in words, man. Like, and I've never been suggested before, you know. Usually ice cream professionals are quite aggressive about it, like they just want you to get done with it. We're just done with the ice cream, and I gotta say, this ice cream puts almost every other type of ice cream I tried to utter shame. Another thing that I realized throughout my trip here, the level of professionalism of people in the catering industry. Man, they work their asses off without supervision, without even guests being around. The three gentlemen in front of me now in the ice cream shop, they're working around the clock. They're just cleaning everything. They're refilling every compartment of ice cream or filling. The delivery guy is just in now. I'll just show you how fast-paced everything is. Every restaurant, every cafeteria, every coffee shop, every ice cream place, every confectionery, like a beehive, people are working around the clock. They're filling, they're cleaning, they're wiping the tables. Non-stop, non-stop. No one is complaining, no one is yelling, no one is abusing his co-worker. None of the things that I see on a regular basis in a place like Hungary, for example. Quite impressive, and it actually makes you want to do better at work. Like when you see these people working, you want to just, I feel ashamed of my work ethic actually after seeing that. Like they don't have a minute of rest. They're really focused. For example, it was quite crowded here and I had no clue what to order. And usually such guests like myself would be very irritating in other places, that the server or the waiter would get a little bit frustrated. The guy was very helpful, and he even suggested 2 different flavors. He made me try him. I didn't ask to try him. And then he combined both in one scoop. I ordered 3 scoops. The one he suggested was a mixture of 2. So I haven't seen that anywhere else, to be honest. Look at them, they're just working. And you know, the heavy traffic in the shop has just ended. They're just making sure that everything is tipped up. Look at that, no one is here, but they're working, man. Look at that, look at that. The last smudge on the glass is making sure that it's gone. Incredible. So I guess we're going back to the hotel. We've seen enough of this place. Our episode is unfortunately over, but definitely wasn't enough. I promise I'll plan for other visits to the Holy Land to make more extensive videos about food. The kitchen there is so diverse from one city to another, which would take maybe a month to stay there to make a decent amount of videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment down below, and see you very soon in more episodes to come.